Hey everyone! So, we have an adventure with us today. We're gonna go up to one of my favorite places to find some crystals, which I'm very excited about. But we had to make a little pit stop to look for fossils and selenite. And we have the niece and nephew with us, and we're gonna take them out with us for the first time.
Spider on my arm.
No spiders! So we are here looking for these, which are awesome little oyster fossils that are covered in selenite. Some of these are actually really, really nice. Like, yeah, look at the crystals growing off of that one. So when these are clean, they're gonna be awesome, but check this one out. I found such a nice selenite crystal right here. I wasn't recording because I didn't know if we were actually gonna find much here or not, but it's, yeah, I'll get close-ups of these later. Look at the points on this selenite. It's just awesome. What'd you find? Ooh, ooh. Yeah, that's a good calcite cluster. Oh yeah, those aren't even damaged crystals. Nice, good find. That's what we call a septarian. And those are awesome and some of my favorites. So yeah, we're just doing a little quick pit stop to get this in on our way up. And yeah, now we're gonna go hunt for some crystals. All right, we are up to where we are going. And where we are is Judith Peak. We are looking for squat, double terminated Smoky Quartz. I love these things. Most of them are not really like gem grade, but you can find some every now and then that are good quality, like this. You can see in the cross sections. Some of those are actually nice cutters, but for the most part they are not. They're a lot more of an opaque crystal, so kind of just have to be picky. I like finding some loose ones, but I really love getting some specimens like this that I can prep, because yeah, some of these things are just loaded. It's a mixture of the Smoky Quartz and feldspar. And then in a little bit, we're gonna go do a detour to another spot that I am very excited to get back to. This is what we're looking for right now. These are the squat double terminated Smoky Quartz. See a little chip on that one. But yeah, some of these things are amazing. A lot of them are gonna be, where's a good example? Yeah, you can kind of see right there. They have a rind, which is weird for quartz, but yeah, they have like kind of a weathered rind that is like included with stuff, and then they'll have a nice clear pocket in the middle. And I've faceted these before and they're just gorgeous, kind of like a champagne color. I just love them. They're so pretty. Ooh, that looks like it might be a good one. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, we're in a good zone. Here's an actual example of what I was talking about. Right on the outside of the crystal, they have these little weird inclusions that I actually don't know what they are, but underneath that you can see just how glassy that is. So if we find some that are, you know, big enough, they're actually good candidates for faceting. Okay, so I just found a great example of what I'm talking about. They have a rind. This one's broken, so I probably won't be able to use it, but inside is actually nice and clear. So where's the sun? So the goal is to find some with a good enough, big enough clear pocket that we can facet. All right, we're getting some good candidates for prepping. I like having some matrix pieces. Promise we will facet one or two at the end of this video. I think I'm gonna try prepping this, because that looks like that has a bunch of whole crystals in there. Yeah, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. So yeah, that'll be a good one for prepping. Yeah, we're finding some good ones now. This one has a little bit of a fracture in it, but it's still cool. I love finding the loose ones like that. This hill is just loaded. Look at that. Now here's where we're at so far. Actually, no, we have way more than this. Most of them are in my bag, but just this one little spot I sat down at. I love these little things. You kind of have to be really picky to find the ones that are worth cutting, because most of them are fairly opaque, but you can get some really good cutters. And display specimens, like if you go in and prep the porphyry to expose more crystals. I have a few pieces that I've done that too, and they're just cool. And this is a good example. You can see just how much are actually in each rock, but sometimes you get some that are just fully loaded. I love this spot so much. We are just finding crystals after crystals. They're just so different. I know they're not like, hi little spider friend. They're not like as high grade as other clear quartz or smoky quartz in the state, but they're just awesome. So different. Montana diamonds, gotta love it. I just love these things. Promise we're gonna get them cleaned up and I'll get close-ups back to the shop. And I'm probably gonna try to find, yeah, see, like that. That actually has a really nice clear pocket. That might be really good for faceting. I'm trying to keep my eyes peeled for ones like that. Like, obviously I want to find some whole crystals like this, but it's kind of makes my job easier if I can find the, you know, like all of these. Because then you can really, that are broken already, because then you can really kind of zone in on which ones are going to be worth faceting. Ooh, are you whole? Oh yeah, that's a good size one. These don't get very big, so that's pretty decent. Heck yeah. All right, well, I think we have got our fill on little Montana diamonds, so now we're gonna go back a good ways and try to get to another spot that I like a lot, where we're gonna find micro Smoky Quartz clusters, and most of them are phantom crystals, which is super, super, super awesome. I don't know, they're amazing. They're super, super different, but just so cool. And after some time in some iron out, they absolutely transform into some just incredible formations. So yeah, I'm gonna poke my way down this hill and I'll see you in a moment. Before we do that though, I am gonna drive up to the lookout so we can show you guys the insane view that is up here. Ooh, that's a good one. We're up to the next spot and we are looking for these, which are clusters of little micro smoky phantom quartz, and we have found some very, very nice ones over here, so I'm hoping we can get some good clusters. So we're at my spot and there's these cool little meshes. This may look like crystals growing out of a rock. It's not. It's actually just smoky quartz attached to more smoky quartz, which is just the coolest thing ever. So hoping we can get some good chunks today. I'm already pulling out a few good ones. They're small, they're not going to be big crystals, but man, they're the clusters you can get here are just so cool. Yeah, I've got this one out too, which I probably won't keep, and this one, which actually does look pretty decent. All right, I just pulled a very, very good piece out. This entire cap is just like an inch thick of smoky quartz on top of smoky quartz. I didn't bring a toothbrush, but I have my spray bottle. I might spray that and see what those are gonna look like. Actually, yeah, one sec. That is pretty loaded. Okay, good. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm freaking out. This does not look like anything right now, I promise. Once we get back to the shop, these are going straight into iron out and they are gonna transform. But this entire giant stick is just a cluster of crystals. That is gonna be insane. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're pulling out some really good ones. Here's what I'm doing. I'm coming in along these faces wherever there's a fracture, and I'm just kind of trying to split the pieces out that are willing to come out. But these are just loaded with quartz, and I am very excited to get these cleaned off, because after they go through the iron out, they absolutely transform. They're just phenomenal. But I also just found this one. Look at that mesh of crystals. Oh, I love it. They may look dull at the moment. I promise these things are going to be nuts once they're clean. It's so cool. And this one, which I'm going to split down a little smaller, but that is just a massive cluster of crystals. I have plans for this once it's cleaned out, I think. All right, guys, we got a bunch of really nice ones. I don't have a stand, so I can't really film my like actual digging right now, but yeah, it's literally just splitting these apart, hoping we find a vug. I found a vug last, like, I don't know, 2 years ago. No, that was like 4 years ago now. Wow. When I came here with Derek, and I just knock a chunk or two out every time. It's still going strong. That channel is just massive. There's no end to it. We're gonna get those cleaned and ironed out, and they're gonna be phenomenal, and I'm very, very excited. I lied. I actually went around the corner and I saw something sitting like that, and I saw that right in the vein. Actually got a nice chunk off of it, and oh my goodness. For this spot, those are huge crystals. So this is gonna spend some time in iron out, but that is gonna be amazing. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Alrighty guys, I don't know if this is gonna do it for this one, or if we're stopping one more time. If we're stopping one more time, this means nothing. We'll see you there. And
we'll see you there.
We'll see, oh, we'll
see you there.
Okay, we'll see you there. Alrighty, we are back to the shop. So, we're gonna do some stuff. Full stop. We have to get these things cleaned because they are going to be phenomenal. Just so many smokies in here, but they need to go through iron out. When you have pieces like this, they look good, but after the iron out, they're gonna look more like this. It really deep cleans those crystals. So I'm gonna get through quite a bit as well as a big one in just a little bit, but I want to do these ones first. So literally all I'm doing is pouring a random amount of iron out, a good amount, into a bucket with hot water and leaving them alone for several hours, and we'll see what happens. Might leave them overnight. So remember these beautiful crystal meshes, because when you see them again, they're going to look very, very, very different. Next, as promised, I want to go through and pick some of these out that I want to facet. Some of them are going to be better left alone. Like this one, you can see that's a beautiful double terminated point. It still has both points on both ends, but it's got a bunch of inclusions and fractures, so that is not a good candidate. Whereas something like this that's broken, but has a really nice glassy pocket, is actually a great candidate. Alrighty, here is my maybe pile. So let's get this piece cut out and head over to the faceting machine so we can start kind of probing and see which ones are actually going to be good. After doing some testing, I believe this is the one that is going to be the best. It's got some inclusions, but that is almost unavoidable with these things. So I'm going to dop it up and we'll come back and facet it. Glue is set. Let's facet this. Side A is done, so now we need to do side B. Alright, here it is. That's just a pretty color. They don't really have great clarity just because, okay, well actually they do have really good clarity. The problem being not the clarity, the problem is that they're full of inclusions. So you'll never really get one that's like fully clear. But I just love them. They're so pretty. It's a new pattern and I like it a lot. That is really, really, really pretty. Yep. I love these things. You can kind of see how cloudy it is in the middle. They're just cool. So different. And they're very fun to facet because they actually polish like so willingly and so easily. They're just wonderful. I love them. I just love these things. As far as quartz crystals go, they're not anything, you know, gem grade, but they're just so different. The little squat smokies are so cool. So here's what they usually look like, you know, like this. Because they are forming not in vugs, but in that porphyry, they don't have the same luster. Even when they're freed from the rock, they don't ever really develop a luster like a normal quartz crystal. But that doesn't mean you can't change that. So here's what they look like fresh out of the matrix. And here's what they look like after a polish. Like very light polish, no shaping, literally just grinding all of the existing faces level. They're freaking cool. So check it out. When you actually do that, you get to much more clearly see all of those inclusions I was talking about. It's weird. It's not rutile, but it's like rutile. Like look at just the mesh of like little stick things. And as I was saying earlier in the video, they're literally just on that outside millimeter of the stone. When you go inside it, like deeper, it completely goes away. But just under the surface, it has just the coolest texture. Little rainbow flashes. I don't know what they are, but I love them. They're so very different. They make for some very unique little specimens. And they take like no time at all because, yeah, all of the shaping work is already done for you. You're just trying to clear them out. How pretty is that though? Turning this into this just makes me smile. It's kind of a night and day difference. And here are some of my favorite finds from earlier in the day. We pulled over at one of my favorite spots to find something. you know, this isn't why we stopped, but of course, you know, I'll never say no to the selenite. You guys, I think that's, well, I don't know if they've come out in order, but that's 3 edited videos in a row where I'm talking about how much I love selenite, so I just love the structure on this one. The hopper structure and those blades, they're just pristine. It's so cool. But the main reason I like stopping there is because that spot has selenite crusted oyster fossils, and they're just awesome. Can you get better selenite? Like even in that spot, not just elsewhere in the state? Absolutely. Can you get better oyster fossils elsewhere in the state? Absolutely. The cool thing about these, though, is just the fact that they are almost always coated in those gypsum crystals. Like, look at this one. Look at that. How cool is that? This one's pretty weathered on this side, but I just love these things. They make me smile. But, of course, our best finds of the day have to be these things right here. Told you to trust me and wait till after the iron out, because these things were going to transform. And transform they did. We got some absolutely insane crystal clusters. Look at how many crystals are on just this one piece. They never get very big. For some reason, that spot only produces little crystals, but they're always like just so perfect. Oh, that's so pretty. They're just gorgeous. And we didn't just get some good ones. We got a lot of truly amazing ones. That pocket was just insane. You can see all these crystals in here, but then on the surface, it's just a mesh of never-ending smoky quartz. It's so freaking pretty. Look at that. Yeah, these things are unrecognizable after the iron out. It's amazing how much work that iron out does. Got this piece right here, which actually for that site has some massive crystals in it. You can see that one right here and this one right here. For that zone, they don't really get much bigger than that. Those are pretty big ones for that spot. It's just so cool though. Yeah, it's interesting when they come out of the iron out, they're like green. The whole rock is like a green blue, and then after like 6 hours it reoxidizes and goes back to that kind of yellow base. This might be one of my favorite crystal specimens I've ever found. Look at this thing. So I actually need to soak this one again longer, but oh my gosh, you guys, this pocket. There are so many crystals in there. Look at that little spiky just cave of wonders. So much glitter, and all of the glitter is like individual crystals. It's crazy. Even like down in here, some of those are like absolutely almost invisible to the naked eye. Like here, I don't know if it'll show. Those things, I am way zoomed in right now. These little tiny things right there are literally smaller than grains of sand. But they are perfect, fully terminated crystals. Like, it's just amazing. Remember how I pointed out a stick at one point, and I said this stick is going to be incredible once it's clean? I was right. It is absolutely insane. There are literally millions of crystals in this one rock. This one also can go back into the iron out for a little bit. All this little red staining, I can get rid of that too. But it's just insane. Like, you can actually see from the side, that mesh of crystals, that's like an inch thick. The amount of crystals in this thing is like actually mind-blowing. There's just so many. Even just some of these little clusters just blow me away. They're just such good little display pieces. Look at this. This has no host rock. It's literally just a wad of smoky quartz crystals. I just love it. Look how clear some of those things are. I'm so sad they don't get bigger, because they are like so facet in quality, but yeah, you're gonna be lucky to find one that's like I said, this one right here is actually one of the biggest I've gotten from that spot, so they don't get very big. These seriously never get old. These are like one of my favorite things to find, because they transform so much once they go through the iron out. Alrighty guys, well thank you for joining us on that magical adventure filled with crystals of many different kinds and some fossils. It makes me so happy that my niece and nephews are starting to get really interested about the rocks. Like, they've been asking us nonstop to take them out, do it, and I wholeheartedly gonna back that. Because that's how it started with me, was my dad taking me up to the Pryor Mountains when I was like 6 years old. So if I can pass that on to the next generation, absolutely I'm gonna do it. So say hi to them in the comments. And yeah, you'll probably be seeing them again at some point. I have plans to take them to Crystal Park, because if they liked these, they're gonna love Crystal Park. Let me know down in the comments which find was your favorite. I am sure once it's clean, it's gonna be this one, like fully clean, because it's just insane. But it definitely needs to go through more iron out. Which means in the meantime, it's absolutely this thing. That is just madness. Oh my gosh. We have a lot more hunts to go, and I'm working on multiple different projects, so I'll look forward to those. Quick computer update. The one that had all of my editing and stuff, it is 100% gone forever. It is dead. Good news, I was able to get everything off the hard drive. It'll be fine. You guys won't notice any change. It's just me having to do extra work in the background, but it'll go back to normal soon. I have multiple very exciting announcements coming soon that I'm very excited to tell you guys about. Both are things you, the people, have been asking for a long time, so I'm very excited to, yeah, talk more about that. Yeah, guys, I think that's gonna do it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.